Hi and welcome to today's video. I am quite excited about today's product because today is metallic watercolor palette which is called Pigmenta. Basically the brand is called Pigmenta. I picked up their kit which is called as the industrial kit, and the kit is for about 1,500, and along with shipping and taxes I paid close to 1,900 something. I will leave a link below in the description box in case you want to buy it. And it came with this really cute packaging which says thank you, and there's a small paw over here. So let's unbox this and I will show you what it is all about. I bought it on their own website which they have, so it's much easier to go ahead over there and buy it. A lot of times it is out of stock, and thankfully this time when I went to buy it, it was in stock. So this is the cute industrial kit, and these are the colors inside. You can see they're all so shiny. I've never tried metallic watercolors. This is going to be my first time with cans. Otherwise I have tried I think brush pens. I'm not a fan of that, but I'm quite excited to try this out. So let's see. This is how the tin is. It does not have any branding on top of it, so I'll just put maybe a sticker. It's a little, I think it looks a little rusted, the tin box. Hopefully the colors are nice. So here are the cute colors inside. It doesn't have a name, so I'm just going to name it by myself. I'm just going to take out one and see if it has any name. Oh, it does. I don't know how to, not able to read it. This one is something brand and this one is their rose water. So it is written on the side over here. It looks like gold. And then this one here is their mother lode. And here is Harappa. This is INST. So instigator, metallic, that's really good. And this is magna matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a marker because I want to name it. Once I remove the cover on top, I would not be able to figure out what's the color inside because not on all of them it's written. So I really want to make sure if I need a refill, I can buy just that, because they do sell these things individually as well. So you don't really need to buy the whole pack. I will be doing swatches today, so if you like any one particular swatch, you can always just buy that specific one. So I'm just going to grab my marker and come. Alright, so I'm back. So I went to their website and I checked what each color is. So this one is called as the Firebrand. So let's remove the wrapping and we're going to name it. So this is a very cute touch. They have the brand literally embossed or engraved, I think, over here. So this one is called as the Firebrand. So I'm just going to name it on the side. So if I have to refill this in future, I will know which one I need to get. So that's our first one. Second one, let's take this, which is their rose water. It's written already in this side, so I'm not really going to name this one. So it's written with a sticker. Basically they've put a sticker over here, so let's just write it anyway, because once water falls on it, the paper might come away. This is very cute. Third color, I'm going to go ahead with this. It's called Harappa. I really like that it's got a very interesting name. Okay, alright, so we've got Harappa, and then we'll go to the next one, which is called as the Mother Lode. This isn't written anywhere, so we'll just write the name. I would highly recommend you to do this whenever you are buying any paints, especially if it is specialty paint, because when you need to refill, you would sometimes not know which one to buy, where to get it from. So it's always a good idea to do this. This one is called as the Magna Matter. I hope there's no background noise. There are kids who have returned from their school in the society and I can hear them all excited. This is called as the Instigator. It looks like a very beautiful silver. So let's write down this name. Okay, so we've got these, all our 6 colors are inside the tin, and the tin is so cute. I can definitely carry this along when I'm going for my sketching. It literally fits in the palm of my hand, and I like kits like these. So I can use this space as a palette if I want to, and I'm going to just add a small sticker over here for myself as a very cute add-on to this. So I'm just going to make this very personalized by adding a sticker. I thought first I'll add love, but then I think I'm going to add this. It says you matter. This is from my own collection. I'm so happy. My paints now look so cute. So I'm going to now create the swatches of these colors, and let's see how translucent they are, whether they have watercolor transparency or they don't, or they are pretty thick like gouache, and how nicely they stay. This is how the colors are once you add them. I don't see any cracks in any of them except this one over here. But I think once I use it and start painting, I will know, I'll get a better idea if this tin is good or it's not. So here's my swatch sketchbook. This is a watercolor book, and it has about 300 GSM paper, and I'm going to create the swatches for the industrial kit of Pigmenta. So let's test it out. I'm quite excited to try out the first one. I'm also going to get a tiny palette, ceramic palette over here, to try out the colors. So the first one that I'm trying out is the Fire brand. So you can see there is some shine already in these paints. It's like a permanent shine across the entire pigment, which is so beautiful and pretty. So let's test it out. So I'm going from like a little dark, and I'm also trying some light to understand that if I use some water, does it still stay dark, or like is there any sheen at that time, or it's not. So I'm going to wait for that to completely dry out. Meanwhile, we'll test out our second color, which is the rose water. The rose water seems pretty light for me to use it on this. So we're going to take a generous amount of paint. Now I'm going to try directly, and hopefully there is some shine. This first one is yet to dry, but I can see some shine in it already. I'm not sure if the camera is picking it up, but I'll probably do some florals also and show you in the end. And you know, I'll show you if it really is picking up the colors or not. So now that I'm trying the Harappa, I can see that the pigment is so much different from the other two. This seems so much more creamier, so I think this would be pretty strong. So I'm using a good amount of water as well, because these are watercolors. So you can see the huge difference in this particular shade as compared to the rest. Like, this looks so much more shiny. So hopefully with more use, my Fire brand also will get activated, and that also will have like a little bit of shine. In fact, my water is all sparkly right now. I'm trying now the Mother Lode, which is basically like a really nice golden. So currently when I went to their website, I saw that it's out of stock, but I'm sure they keep restocking it back. So if it's on your list, you should probably, you know, keep checking their website and seeing if it's back in stock. So far, I really like the Harappa. I think that's my favorite. The others, I'm still not able to like get the sheen that I probably thought that it would have. I'm now going to the Magna Matter. And I have no idea again if there is an expiry to these colors. I don't think there should be, but because it's metallic, I don't know if they function a little differently from your regular non-metallic watercolor paints. So you can't, I don't think you can do things with this that you can do with your regular watercolor paints, that is in terms of your blending and shading, because I can see that the brush strokes are generally seen. So I'm not sure if you can do that, but I'm definitely going to create some florals and see how it reacts. This Instigator also has a very similar texture to Harappa. So I think Instigator also is going to have good amount of sheen like how the Harappa has got. Okay, so here's the Instigator. You can see it flows so much better. So not all the colors are flowing as nicely, which is a little disappointing for me because these paints are pretty expensive. It's about 1,500 for just 6 colors, and along with shipping 1,900 something. So let's say 2,000 for 6 colors is quite high. So it's not yet dried for me completely. I'm going to wait for this to dry so there are some interesting results. In fact, I really like the rose water. You can see the sheen is beautiful in this. And even the 5 brand, it is still wet because I'm right now shooting in Bangalore and it's quite chilly, the weather out here, and that's why this hasn't dried out yet. So Magna Matter is the one which is not looking so good. Maybe it's just, the top layer of the pigment that really requires some amount of, work, and then once that layer's out, it's going to be fine. But as and when it's drying, I can see the texture is changing. It's so much better. The sheen is beautiful. It looks really nice. And on white, to show the sheen, I think it's brilliant. So if it's on black, it's going to be even more beautiful. So let's create some tiny florals and see how these work. So I'm going to try out some florals right now and let's see how these colors are. So excited to try this out. My swatches are drying. So while that dries, I'm going to test this out. So we'll create some florals, some leaves, like a small artwork. So I'm going to try and use them in different ways. Like this one, I've used a little watery, like I would use regular watercolors, but without any gradation. So we'll try one with a little bit of that. So we'll just do like a mix of it to understand what works best, because all of you who are watching this video might have very different uses of these colors. So the second one, I'm going to use a little watery. We'll also try and do some gradation. It's not as smooth flowing as your regular watercolors because I think it has the metallic pigment in it. So this is just an experiment to find out what happens if I do some gradation. I don't think that's a great idea because I can clearly see this looks so much better, but just giving it a shot. Now this is beautiful gold. This is the Harappa. It's my favorite so far of this entire set. You can see how beautifully it's coming. So I don't think you should use it in gradation style. Please use it with just like single shade like this. We can try and add a little bit of this at the bottom and see what happens when we mix 2 colors, like a wet on wet effect. So that's doing well as well. So that's also not a problem. That's nice. But this is not good at all. So don't do that. Next, I'm going to try out one more color. This is moving a little bit, it's because I think the tin is not really made for this. If it was made for this exactly, then it will not have so much of gap on the sides, but it's okay. I don't think it's such a big issue. I'm just going to create like some circles. And we're going for like this one, which looks like a proper gold, which is called as the mother lode. Maybe we'll create some, I don't know if there's any flower like this, but I'm just like trying out something. Now time to get this green out, which is called as the magna matter. So when I pick out more pigment, I notice that the color is seeming to get a little better down, not bitter. So hopefully it's nicer on the paper as well. There are some air bubbles in some of the colors. So I'm going to try and mix also to this green with the gold and see if I can get like a lighter shade of green. I've kept it at an angle so you can also see if there is any shine. Paper doesn't always pick it up, it's white paper. Now you can see there's such a beautiful shine. So I'm going to try and see if I can prop it up on something, and you can see the beautiful shine while I'm painting. I was never a fan of metallics, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, but these colors, they are so beautiful. I think they curated really well. This one came all the way from Goa. So I think the person who makes it stays in Goa. These are completely handmade. And in fact, this is, I think, the first time that I'm trying a handmade watercolor product. Apart from the usual brands which are there. Not handmade, but then the usual regular brands that you would get off the rack. So I'm very excited even for that. So beautiful, so pretty this is looking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them up with regular watercolors, use these as layers, or use the regular watercolors as layers on top. I think you can do a lot of things with it. I'm going to figure out now how to use the last shade. Maybe we can add some smaller leaves with them. And some details inside. This flower is completely messed up. It looks very pretty. The colors are really nice. The whole, like sometimes it's very hard, especially in watercolors. You need to make sure that your palettes, in any coloring, in fact, not just watercolors, you need to make sure that your color palette is going with each other, and you're not, choosing random colors. And what I have noticed with this set of metallic paints is that they have curated a beautiful set of colors. So this is what my palette looks like, and you can see the beautiful shine on this. And even on here, such a pretty shine. It's very nice. So I'm gonna just get my swatch book out because it has dried, and you can see how the colors are. They are pretty shiny, they're quite nice. The Fire brand, you can see that since I used like gradation, in the gradation area there's of course no shine in the top part, very less. So use it as without doing any kind of gradation. Like over here, the rose water, you can see there's like a beautiful sheen to it. And even with the Harappa, the mother lode also, the magna matter, it was very, like it's not so nice over here, but it's much nicer when I did it on paper. And the instigator, this is also pretty strong. So my favorite colors are these two. And this one, I think I will definitely try it out on black paper and see, and even the mother lode. So I think the whole thing on black is going to look brilliant, and this is how it is on white paper. And I just wanted to like make sure that I show you guys the swatches so you can understand which color you want to buy, if you want to get a separate ones, or you want to get like an entire set like how I did. I'm happy I got this set because then I get to choose different colors, I get to mix and match, play around with it. So I'm quite happy with the purchase. It is definitely on the expensive side, but since it's handmade and it's also metallic, and it's a very beautiful metallic, I think it is worth the price. So I'm going to try and do a lot of mixed media as well. I'll put up a lot of videos of how I use this on top of gouache and try that on top of acrylics, on top of other watercolors, and hopefully they have fun results. So thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope you had a great time figuring out this new art medium, and if and understand if this will suit your style. So thanks so much for joining me today. I will see you soon for the next video. Bye bye.